and welcome to Tools to Create a Better Life with myself, Glenyce Hughes. Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. Yeah, I know I'm dark in this video. I know there's really no other way to do this, except if my face was lit up, then the background would be dark. And if you're watching this on video, ain't nobody wants that. There is the most majestic view behind me. I am sitting on our deck at the Fairmont, Lake Louise, Alberta, Canada, my home province. Yeah, we are here for my birthday celebrations. We're leaving actually today. It has been such an incredible trip, my sweet friends. And so I am here to share with you the tools that I used to get everything I wanted for my birthday and more, as if by magic. Yeah, and they're probably not what you think. Yeah. So I'm going to start a little while ago. So I started looking at what would be fun for my birthday. Gosh, I'm not even sure. A month, maybe two ago. I really like to really celebrate it in some sort of unique way. And I found some things that really lit me up. One being something called Orca Dreams, which is on Vancouver Island, Victoria Island. I'm not sure what the proper name is. Way north, on a secluded island. You'd stay in a tent, and it's where like you whale watch and all of this like magical things. So I messaged them a long time ago with just some questions, and I never heard from them. And I knew that it wasn't that they're bad with customer service. I knew it had nothing to do with that. I knew it wasn't that. So for my birthday, it wasn't that. Okay, so what then? And I wondered and I wondered, and I played with different possibilities, and I looked at all the different things, and nothing was really reading. And then last week, I was swapping with my sweet friend Leah. We were swapping bars and body processes with Access Consciousness. And we were talking about my birthday. And she said, I was telling her about what I had checked into and all the things. And then she asked me the most brilliant question. She said, how old will you be? And I said, I'm going to turn 49. And she said, so truth, are you planning your 50th birthday? And I was like, oh my goodness, that's what I've been planning. That's what nothing was really reading, because I was a year ahead. Yeah, I'm pretty clear on what I'm going to do for my 50th. But since that's not this year, then I was like, okay, so what would I like to choose now? So then she asked me, what is the energy that you would like? And so I got a couple words like luxury and spacious, beautiful, I'm not sure exactly, but the one word that I do remember, because it was a little bit weird for me, was I said, Leah, I also get the word thrilling. And she's like, okay. And so we just asked a few more questions, and then when I was home and searching online, I found a private helicopter ride in through the mountains, and then we got to land up in the mountains and do photos and videos and all the magical things. It was very thrilling. And then come here, which is very luxurious. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. So the one tool that I want to talk about here is getting the energy of what you would like. So once she got me to identify the energy, then it was very easy when I was searching all the different possibilities to match that energy. Thrilling is an energy that when I was looking online was clear some things were not for me and some things were. So that was like, I get it. Now, the other part that I want to talk about, now some of you have heard me say this, is, I don't know, maybe a month ago or longer, I was talking in one of my other radio shows, and I was talking about a private jet. And even one of you magical listeners reached out and connected me with a person who does, that's their work. They set people up on private jets. And so I've chatted with that person. The other thing that person reaching out to me did reminded me that I actually have somebody in my world, a Facebook friend, who does that also. So I reached out to them. So I was asking for a private plane, like a private jet, to wherever. Didn't actually matter. I was just asking for that for my birthday. Now, if I would have got caught up in it has to be a private jet, I would still be waiting, my sweet friends. So this is another tool, and I'll kind of splice these apart in a moment for you, is to ask with no point of view. Okay, so again, if I would have stayed stuck on it has to be a private jet, then when I saw the possibility of a private helicopter, I wouldn't have even actually noticed it, because I would have been so stuck on it has to be a private jet. I asked for a private jet. If it doesn't show up the exact way I asked for it, then I'm not magical. That's what a lot of people say. Oh, sweet friends, it's so not true. It rarely shows up the way you think it will. It rarely shows up the way you think it will. So the energy, getting the energy of what you're asking for, please start paying attention to that. Because so often we see somebody with something that lights us up, and we then conclude that we would like that thing, when probably 98% of the time you are tapping into the energy they're being with what they've received. So maybe they've got a brand new Jeep, let's say that's a type of a car, whatever vehicle. And so let's say they got a brand new Jeep, and you look at them and you see maybe they posted on social media, and you're like, oh my gosh, I must get a Jeep. No, you must not. That's probably not it. It's the energy that they're being with that Jeep. And it's the lighting, like they're all lit up with that energy. That's what's going on for them. That's where they're so excited. And that's what you're tapping into. And so that's where we say, universe, I'll have that. So it doesn't mean, universe, I'll have a Jeep. It means, universe, I'll have that. I'll have whatever they like. I'll have the energy they're being in whatever way that shows up for me. And so for me, for my birthday, was the private helicopter, not the private jet I was asking about, and so willing to receive however it showed up energetically. And there would have been not that long ago that I would not have been willing to receive it that way. There would have been a time where that would have been not right. I would have failed. I would have not been magical. All those judgments. But all that does is ensures we don't receive. Yeah. And that is another tool that I want to talk about in here, is to receive. Receive. So start really staying present with when you're going into the judgment of yourself, of it shouldn't be that way, it can't be that way, I asked for sunshine and it's raining out, or I asked for this and it's showing up like this, or that's not what I asked for at all. All of those things are ensuring you don't receive. Yeah. So even with the helicopter ride, they have some weather conditions that they won't fly in, of course, and one of them was like overcast, and it was in the weather to actually be totally overcast and raining the entire day. And every time I concluded that that is what was going to occur, I would just use the clearing statement from Access Consciousness. You can go to theclearingstatement.com for more about how it works. But every time I would think, oh, this isn't going to happen, this won't happen, like whatever that insanity was, everything that is, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, 𝗵𝘃𝗃, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And that's what I would do to get myself out of it. Because otherwise, again, I'm deciding it had to be that day. I'm deciding it was wrong to be overcast. It's this control piece that is such a big piece for me especially, and I know for many of you, is where we go, okay, well, I booked it for my birthday morning, and that's when it should happen, and now it's going to rain and be cloudy and we can't go, and then I don't get anything I ever want, and you go down that bizarre rabbit hole of like ridiculousness, instead of like, okay. And the other thing that I did, because it was my body that was going to be going in the helicopter, was like, hey body, you choose. So you contribute to it being cloudy if you don't desire to go today or in the morning, because the other option, of course, was if the morning was cloudy, then we could try the afternoon. If the afternoon was cloudy, we could go on the next day. There was all these possibilities, and it's like, okay, body, show me. And then cleared my point of view so that I was willing to receive from it all. I was willing to receive from the rain, from the overcast, from the sun, from the helicopter, from the pilot, from every piece of it, without the idea that it had to be a certain way, it needed to be a certain way, was supposed to, like, none of that insanity. So receiving is another tool, and again, I will list these all in a little bit more of an easier way in a moment here. So the other one, and this is the one I use all the time, guys, and you've probably heard me, if you're not new here, you've probably heard me use this one before, but all of the decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, projections, rejections, expectations, separations, refined judgments that I have about this, right, wrong, good, bad, all 9 𝗵𝘃𝗃, boys and beyonds. So I was constantly clearing whenever I could perceive me having an expectation or a judgment or any of the decisions. It has to happen today. It should happen today. It's all that. And then I use the acronym because it's super quick. All the DJCCs, pissers, and RJs that I have about this, I destroy and uncreate them all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9 𝗵𝘃𝗃, boys and beyonds. So that it could show up in a way beyond what I never imagined possible. Yeah. And that beyond what I never imagined possible. Since I spent so much of my life controlling everything and everyone around me as much as possible, once I started studying the tools from Access Consciousness back in 2011, that has been one of the greatest gifts to myself, was the more that I let go of control. Notice I didn't say, since I've let go of all control, because that's not it. As I'm letting go of more and more control, it has been such a huge gift that things start to show up beyond what I never imagined possible. This is huge. This is huge, my sweet friends, because for all those years before, when I was playing, I used to play a lot with the law of attraction prior to Access Consciousness, and everything I asked for always showed up. It always showed up the way that I asked for it, which left me feeling, in a sense, blah. Like, almost, disappointment isn't quite the right word, but there was really no energy on what showed up. It was like, okay, cool, awesome. And I never could really get a sense of what that was. I just used to judge myself a lot about it. Like, I can't even be grateful. What's wrong with me? Blah, 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 all the insanity. Anyway, once I started playing with the tools of Access Consciousness and really got into that sense of, like, what else is possible beyond what I've never imagined, holy man, everything, even this view behind me is so much more magical than I never imagined possible. This room, wow, never imagined possible. And all the things. So if you really start asking, so yeah, okay. So let me go through the tools here, and I'm not sure that they're going to be in any sort of order, because I'm not sure that there is an order, specific order to do them, but you'll start getting a sense the more you play with them. So the first one you want to be aware of is ask. Ask for what you would like. Like, ask. And be sure to energetically ask. So it's okay that I was asking for a private jet, and I will continue to ask for a private jet, absolutely. And also energetically, okay, so a private jet. And what am I looking for with that? What's the energy? Oh, the thrilling, the luxury, the spaciousness. Ah, okay, cool. And then anytime as I'm going along with, this won't happen, this won't turn out, I won't get that, this, like, whatever that, the rabbit holes you might jump down is, all the DJCCs, pissers and RJs that I have about this. Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9 𝗵𝘃𝗃, boys and beyonds, so that you're clearing those constantly. And then, as things are showing up, be willing to receive them. Be so willing to receive them. Whether it's rain and you would have preferred sunshine, whether it's a private helicopter, you would have preferred a private jet. Not that I would have preferred a private jet, I'm so grateful. But like, whatever it is, receive it. receive it. And what does that exactly mean? It doesn't mean you do the whole, well, you should be grateful, at least you got something. You know, there's people on the planet who don't get anything. It's not that. Please don't do that to yourself. And just be gratitude. Like, just be gratitude and receive it. It's like, okay, cool. If we wouldn't have had sunshine for the helicopter, cool, then I know that the universe, which includes me, has my back. So if we wouldn't have had sunshine, let's say it would have been cloudy all week, we wouldn't have even got into the helicopter, let's say, the universe, which includes me, has my back. So I know there's something greater. Because if I stay stuck in, well, I was supposed to get a helicopter ride and I didn't get a helicopter ride for my birthday and I didn't get what I wanted, that I'm not actually receiving. Those are all barriers to receiving. And another really cool tool with receiving, if you're aware that you're not, let's say you're standing in a long lineup and you just don't want to be there and you need to be to, I don't know, whatever, order your thing or do whatever, and you know you're not receiving it, you can just go, okay, in your head, you don't have to do it out loud, barriers down, barriers down, barriers down, all levels, layers, universes, realities, anywhere I haven't mentioned, barriers down, so that you can be present, you can receive it. Because what occurs when you're willing to receive it is in that receiving of it, there will be more awareness to have. So in my case, there might have been, so let's say it would have been cloudy and there was no helicopter ride and I was willing to receive from it, then I might have had the awareness. They might have been able to say to me, hey, you know what? If you go 30 minutes down the road, they've got clear weather there. You could fly out of there. Like, who knows? But if I'm standing there going, well, this isn't what's supposed to happen, and it's supposed to be nice, and it's my birthday, and I'm not receiving it, then even if they said that to me, I wouldn't hear it. Yeah. So receiving is such a potent tool, and it's one, for the most part, we're not taught to do. We're taught to separate. And what separation? It's judgment. When we go, oh, well, that's not right. That's wrong. It's supposed to be this. It's not supposed to be that. All of that is separating. All of that is ensuring, here's the clincher, ensuring you're right and the situation or the other person or people are wrong. Yeah, I know. Another big one for me. Like, seriously, guys, I was going to say I could talk for hours. I do talk for hours. If you listen to my radio shows, you know I talk for hours about all these things because control is a big one. The need to be right is another big one. And it's so big on this planet, my sweet friends. It is such an insanity that it's very easy for us to not even be aware when we are playing in it. I know, it's that loud on the planet. And it's one thing, I mean, I really haven't spent a lot of time out in the last year and a half since COVID and all of the shutdowns and everything. So I haven't spent a lot of time with, like, I'm not sure how many people. I know the hotel is full, so I'm not sure how many people are here, but probably thousands, and it's been really loud while I've been here. It's been really in my world, and I'm so grateful that I'm willing to be aware of it now. I'm so grateful that I can catch myself for the most part when I'm operating from the need to be right. Oh my gosh, and I can stop myself and I can check in. If I didn't have to be right here, what magic could I be? I freaking love that question. I freaking love that question. Because the need to be right isn't ours. It's nobody's. We're just all infinitely aware of it. And the more that each one of us becomes infinitely aware that it's not ours and changes it, that's how we change the planet. And it starts with each one of us being aware of it and changing it and not judging ourselves and not making ourselves wrong and not going into the rabbit or down the rabbit holes, just going, wow, okay, I need to be right here. Huh, is that mine? No. Return to sender with consciousness. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, 𝗵𝘃𝗁, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yes. Now, we've been talking about tools that I've been using to actualize everything I want for my birthday. So this is a big thing. The word want, if you've been to a foundation class, you've heard me talk about it, or the facilitator talk about it. If you haven't, hashtag get your butt to foundation. I've got another online one coming up at the end of September 2021, and maybe Access will continue to extend the online ones. I'm not sure. Right now they're set to end on October 1st, 2021, and Gary may extend them. Who knows? What else is possible we've never even considered. But in Foundation, we talk about the word want and how, if you look up the definition, the word want actually means to lack. So I specifically titled it everything that I can't remember the title of the show, but something like that that I wanted for my birthday, that I lacked for my birthday. So this is the other thing, is that we always will actualize it if we're willing to acknowledge that. So it's this space of like what we lack. And it could have shown up as like not a helicopter ride. It could have shown up totally different. It still would have been what I wanted for my birthday. So how can you use this tool in a fun way that would create greater? Start saying, and you can say this with me right now, I don't want money. 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 It gets lighter and lighter as you say it. It's so much fun. What you're actually saying is, I don't lack money. I don't lack money. I don't lack money, because you don't lack money. You be money, my sweet friends. You be it. Be it. I know it's weird. The How to Become Money workbook and the Advanced How to Become Money workbook. Come and play. I have called September Money Month. We are doing starting on September 1st, 2021. And of course, you can catch up later. You can purchase them after. We're going to do a chapter a day for 13 days of the How to Become Money workbook. And then starting September 14th, a chapter a day of the Advanced How to Become Money workbook. So come and play. Those are amazing. But really, it starts changing every point of view you have about money. And it allows you to be the money you truly be. Yes. And so you will, if you really start utilizing the word want to your advantage. The other way that Gary suggested that I use it, Gary is the founder of Access Consciousness, in case you're not familiar, is to say, I don't want to be skinny. I don't want to be skinny. I don't want to be skinny. I don't lack to be skinny. So for many of you, you know that I've been changing my body a lot in the last year and almost, well, over a year and 8 months, I guess. I was going to say a year and a half, but it's even more than that now. And so that was a tool he gave me years and years ago. I've only started using it in the last little while, sometimes a little bit slow, but that's what we do. Sometimes it just takes us a while to actually choose something. So you might have heard a tool that I shared on here. You might have heard me or someone else or all of us talk about it for a long time, and maybe you only start using it now. What if that's okay? It's not a judgeable offense, my sweet friends. It really is choosing and choosing and choosing, and no judgment, and choosing and choosing and choosing, and not judging even when you're judging, and choosing and choosing and choosing. Yeah. So how does it get any better than that? All right, so I'm just going to repeat them and see if I can remember them. I'm testing myself right now, but I was going to go through the tools again. So tool number 1, ask for what you would like. Number 2, ask energetically also, so that it's really allowing it to show up in whatever way it's going to show up, clearing the decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, projections, rejections, expectations, separations, provide judgments, all of that insanity, so that it can show up in whatever way it's going to, all the different magical ways it can show up. And then also receiving it all, being aware when you're not receiving it, and then choosing to receive it, however it's showing up, with no point of view, allowing you and the universe to have your back, knowing that how it's showing up is one of the many possibilities, and that you can receive from it all, and in that receiving, create way more and receive way more magic. Yeah, and then don't forget the I don't want tool. I don't want, and then you can put in whatever it is, because that's actually an energetic match to what's true. Because when you say I want money, you're saying I lack money, and then the universe will create that with you. Yay you! So what if you start using it to your advantage? I don't want money. I don't want money. I don't want money. Yes, awesome. All right, well, have a fabulous week, sweet friends, and I look forward to chatting again next week.